Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Keep It Concise. Let's get into the show. Yo. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, ConcisetheBarber. It is the Keep It Concise podcast, man. It's been a minute, man. I feel like I have not been here for some time, but I'm back, y'all. I appreciate y'all for continuing to tune in. But before we even get into what I got to talk about, man, give a shout out where you tuning in at, man. I love y'all. I appreciate all the time that we have to hang out with one another and fellowship about the stuff that's going on in our industry, some of the questions, some of the trends, some of the stuff that's just you know, that we might have on our mind, or some information that I would love to, just to spread to y'all. So let's go ahead, man. Let's get right into this. Like I said, shout out where you're from and let a brother know where you're tuning in at. And I have an interesting topic tonight. I know my audience. I know y'all like to talk about clippers and trimmers, in which we will. But I do want to talk about something on a serious note, because this topic, man, I want to help young barbers. I really do, and I really want them to understand what they're really getting themselves into once a certain thought gets to cross their mind. So, like I said, y'all tuning in. Shout out where you're tuning in at, man. I would love to know where that is and how far that this Keep It Concise podcast is reaching. The other day, man, I got somebody from I think it was Australia, tuning in to my content. Africa, like, I think that's kind of dope, man. Once you get on this YouTube in itself, and I even have something that I'm doing with that, helping people with their YouTube uh channel, honestly, not just their content but their channel, and like getting them on the road to become a healthy YouTuber. And honestly, man, I'm getting some good feedback with that, so that's something else that I'm doing. But UGK, what's going on? Tuning in from Seattle. So I'm assuming it's around 7 o'clock where you're at. I could be wrong, but I think it's around 7 o'clock where you're at. I think Seattle's 3 hours back. Yeah, or 2 hours. I'm not sure. But I appreciate you tuning in. Anybody else? If you are tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. My phone died and I need to charge it. But it's okay. I'm just gonna let it rock right here. So I'll just put it right there. You say you're right. So yeah, 3 hours back. Okay, cool. Anybody else? Shout out where you from. Get one more person, shout out where they're from, and then we're gonna keep going. We're gonna get into this. Andy, you know what? Shout out to my man Andy. Andy, if you have the time, my brother, let me know, because I actually would like for you to be a part of this conversation. And I meant to text you, but of course, like I just said, my phone is dead. But it's okay, because God always makes a way to get in contact with his people. So if you have the time, I would like to discuss some things with you about this topic. And I'm just going to chime you in, if you're available when you get on. So I think that'll be dope. All right. So that being said, let's get into this topic. I want to talk about ownership. I want to talk about barbers wanting to become an owner and the other side of it. So let me tell y'all a little bit of my story first before we even jump in. So I was at a shop. And I was there for about 3 years. I was doing good. My first, my first few months, I was struggling. Like, I was watching stuff on YouTube. I was trying to listen to what the owner was telling me what to do. Then there's this other guy. He's telling me that I should never tell people what they want. I should just do it automatically. But I mean, nobody kind of vibe with that, just to be honest. But I was at a place where it was just like probably where most barbers started off at. I was hustling. I was sending out some cards. Sometimes I was chilling, sitting, scrolling my phone. Sometimes I was looking at my tools, and that's how I honestly got into, like doing tool, like product reviews and stuff like that. But I got to a place where I felt like I was getting better. I was getting real, like not real good, but good enough that people will just come sit in my chair, right? Without no problems. Okay, cool. I'll say about a year and a half, 2 years in, this is something that I'm doing, you know, really catching the vibe of how the flow of a barber works. Not a barbershop owner or anything like that, but just how a barber operates and yeah, having a booking and site and all that jazz. Cool. Then I looked into what if I got my own shop? Because I think this is something that most barbers get to, right? Let's have a real conversation. Most barbers, they probably get to a place where they're cutting hair, their their chairs is spinning, you're getting all these clients, you're seeing how much money you're making, and in your mind, you think you can do what the owner can do. If not, you think you can do what they do better. Now, here's the thing. We got to understand what that word better means because you might have a better character, right? You might have a better character, but you might be poor with business. Eh, But we'll get into that. So I got to a place where I was like, you know what? And my story is a little bit unique because my wife, she's a braider. So we both will be in business together. So we'll both have income coming into the business to make sure that the business can sustain. So, God blessed us in that way. But I will honestly tell you that if you want to become an owner, then that means get ready to not see all that income you thought you was going to see. And this is what I'm going to talk about. And this is why I think that barbers should have some respect to owners. Now, I'm not saying that there ain't no corrupt owners. I'm not saying that. But for them that are doing it the right way, if they are going in at a booth rent uh type of shop, if they are setting up a commission type of shop, no matter what way they do it, if they're trying to do it the right way, you got to respect it. But here's what I'm going to get into because I think that we don't really focus in on this part. So, barbershop owner. Now, let me ask y'all this: the barbers that's on here, who wants to be a barbershop owner? If you don't want, matter of fact, how many barbershop owners we have in here? If you are a barbershop owner, hit a number one, comment a number one. If you want to be a barbershop owner, make it a number two, comment a number two. And the main reason why I'm doing this because I really feel like this topic needs to be discussed and really need to have in a way that I hope that y'all can really receive it because I don't think some barbers understand the other side of what barbering looks like. So that being said, if you want to be a owner, great, amazing. I pray that you are the ones that give it a good image, uh, a good light. I pray that you go about it the right way. You steward everything that you're doing, and you're actually doing it for the barbers. You're doing it not just for yourself and greed, but you're doing it so everybody can elevate. So anyway, but here's the dream versus the reality, right? Owning uh, a shop sounds dope. More control, more income, right? But I have to say this: there's two different lanes with this. You can own a shop or you can own the building of the shop that it's in. And I have to talk about both sides because it really matters. So a lot of us probably don't think about the cost to owning a shop. Now, there's probably a lot of videos out there now. I know Chris, he did some videos and he has some good uh insight about how he does his barbershop setup and everything like that. But the cost, I don't know if some barbers understand the cost. Now, I'll just be honest. If you are only thinking about the money that you make behind the chair, right? Let's just talk for real. Is going to be able to allow you to make up the cost, the manufacturing overhead of the shop, the building. Um, I have some news that um the process of doing that, man, I really hope that you got all your ducks in a row because it takes some guts to do it that way. Um, some of us probably don't think about permits that you need or the renovations that's needed. I had to knock down a wall before me and my wife got into the shop section of, the building. I had to knock that down. We had to white wall everything. There was so much like demolition and the stuff that had to be going on. Licensing, y'all. I really don't know if barbers really take all of this stuff into consideration. That once you get into a barber shop or owning the building of the barber shop, these are all the things that you might have to map out first. To be honest, you have to map this out. You have to see what the price is, what is going to be the estimated cost. And also, once you find out the estimated cost, like how are you going to make sure that you even break even? So you need serious capital. And a lot of times now I heard so many, stories about this. They even talk about capital. Honestly, we need we need healthy credit, business credit, and financial discipline. To have serious capital, you have to make sure that your business is set up before the business even starts. What I mean by that is that that, okay, you know what? I make $100,000 a year, right? Great. You make $100,000 a year. Perfect. Now you want to open up a 7 to 8 let's say an 8 to 10 barber shop. You want to open up an 8 to 10 barber shop. Now, how much is it going to cost you for everything? Right? Okay, cool. Now, when I say everything, I mean like the chairs, the wash bowls, the mirrors, the other equipment, the lighting. Make sure the HVAC system is going well. Make sure you don't need no upgrades with that. Make sure that the water is going well, the plumbing, all of that. You make sure everything is well. All of that costs, and then you have to get the shop approved. You have to get the license. You have to make sure you have all the proper documentation. Make sure that you have insurance in your shop. Make sure you have insurance on your building. Make sure, make sure that you have all of this stuff. Okay, cool. Now that's straight up money. That's the capital that you need for this to start up, right? Now, when it comes to when it comes to the marketing side, I didn't even get like that's just to start the building, but to run it is a different thing. So to even market it, to get people to know who you are you going to have any type of incentives? Are you going to have water? Are you going to have snacks? Stuff like that. You're going to need these things. You're going to need these things. If you own the building, are you going to think about just your property and where it's at in the area? What are you going to put around it? Are you going to put anything up front? Are you going to get some barbershop flags? If you have parking, is your parking area clean, good enough? Did you get all the paint lines the right way? Do you have all the right signage? All of that stuff. You got your mirrors, your windows done the right way. All of this stuff matters. Like it really does. So making sure that this works, you got to understand your numbers first. And once you understand your numbers, even though you make $100,000 a year, it don't matter if you make 200. You can make $200,000 a year. You can really get into a place. It's like, man, this startup cost is real. And are you sure you still want to be an owner? We'll get into that. Now, that's just one thing. That's all you and your responsibility. Another responsibility as a shop owner, you got to manage people. Can we all be serious? Do y'all think y'all like well at managing people? This is one of the areas that I feel like a lot of barbers that want to become shop owners, like you can cut hair great, but you're probably like some of us are terrible at managing people. Now you got to manage. Maybe if you run payroll, do you even know about payroll? Do you know about commission? What should you run the commission with? What systems are you going to use? How are you going to do the schedule? Does everybody got to run with your schedule? What about supplies? If you're doing booth rent, then you got so-called subcontractors. But if you're doing commission, what supplies are you going to offer straight up front? It's something that you got to do. You're a building building owner. Now, not only you got to worry about the shop, you got to worry about the siding, you got to worry about the roof, you got to worry about plumbing, you got to worry about the taxes on the property, and also the insurance. Like, like I don't think people really understand that it's not the easiest route. Now, it's definitely doable, but I really want barbers to understand that you want to get in a position where the shop owners or the owners that own the building, like you want to get into that position. But at the same time, you get frustrated when they say, hey, look, the booth rent is this amount, or we're doing commission 60/40 or 50/50. Now, see, you got to understand you can't get upset with anybody in that position until you yourself is in that position. So that being said, like, do you want to become an owner? It's just something to think about. Something to think about. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to get my brother Andy on here so he can talk about some things. Now, he is also a shop owner, also shop the building owner. Um, and I want y'all to hear what he has to say about what it really takes to manage and being the person that everybody has to look up to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So we're gonna get my boy Andy on here. Uh, let me do it this way. Hello, sir. Hold
What's
on.
going on, brother?
I knew it was going to do this. Let me do it. Let me do it this way. Okay, cool, cool. Blessings, my brother. How you doing?
Blessed, brother. Blessed as always. You know,
you
you
still
see where I'm at.
okay.
I'm still in the mountains.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's cool. I appreciate you getting on, man. So
And that's
yeah,
it.
man, the topic. You know what the topic is. You want to be an owner. You're a barber. You want to be an owner. Why do you feel like barbers should consider being one or not? And honestly, what are some of the things that we have to deal with as owners?
Well, if you're in the industry, it's always a trajectory. You know, you start in barber school, and as you go along, depending on how ambitious you are, you'll end up in ownership because there come a point where okay, I'm cutting, and depending on how your skills are,
Hmm.
you might outdo the owner of that shop.
Hmm.
So if you get to that point where you see that okay, I'm the number one barber in this shop,
Hmm.
up here is like, well, maybe it's time for me to get my own.
Hmm.
So it's not for everyone that okay, yeah, I'm gonna be a owner. No, it's just sometimes it leads you in that direction
Hmm.
based on how your success level travels or how it goes. So I can speak for myself. I never wanted to be an owner, never ever, because I was just cutting hair and just doing my thing. But the opportunity fell in my lap and I took advantage of it. And
Hmm.
now that I'm an owner, I will never not be an owner. You see what I'm saying? I will not like relinquish my shop and just go get a chair in somebody's shop. No, because from for my journey, ownership is easy.
Hmm.
The only difficulty I have encountered when it comes to ownership is finding people who are as ambitious as I am.
Hmm.
That's the biggest problem. You can always find a bar because you can go to the barber school, pick up a young dude, bring him to your shop, and give him a path or guidance or whatever. But as they always say, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink.
Right.
So for myself, who is a grinder, a go-getter, who have started from the bottom literally and grew to a level that I am fortunate and blessed. You know me, Concise.
Hmm.
You know how our conversations started from there to the level that I am. The expectation for other people to be like me, it's really bothering me. You see what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because it's like a lot of them come around and they're like, man, I want to be where you at. I want to get to the level that you're at. But here's one thing. You see what I am doing. right? You see the way I'm executing, you see everything, the time I'm putting in, but your conversation is that you want to be where I am, but then your actions
Hmm.
is not indicating what your words are saying. For example, I get to my shop about 7 in the morning. The next person who wants to be like me not getting to the shop till 10, 11 o'clock. And then I don't leave till 8:39, sometimes 10 o'clock. And that other individual or individuals who wants to be like me, they leave at 4 or 5.
Hmm.
So in my eyes, if you want to be like me and you're taking all these shortcuts, you may eventually get like me. But it's going to take you a much longer time than it should, because now you're not putting in the work to get to where I've gotten to.
Exactly why I said, as a barber, are you sure you want to be the owner? Because you might say you might want to do a thing, but you might
That's
not
right.
have it. You might not have everything to be that thing that you want. Like
Hmm.
just to be honest, you got to be a certain type of person. You got to have a certain type of drive. Before I left you know the business world, accounting world, I told my wife, I said, I don't have a problem working a 9 to 5, but I'm better if I work 16 hours working for myself.
Hmm. Yeah.
It might sound crazy, but I knew I had that in me. Like I'd rather work 20 hours for myself before I give somebody 8 hours. And you know why? Because I knew that I cannot slack against myself. But if I was on somebody else's clock, especially at my time where I was very immature, I'm just I'm just running the clock.
Hmm.
But there's no impact, there's no purpose, there's nothing. So for me, I needed to be in this position.
Hmm.
So now I'm trying to help barbers understand that, hey, if you don't have that urge, you don't have that grind, you talking about you want to be a barbershop owner. For one, let me go ahead and talk to you about numbers.
Right.
If you're crediting, like if you really think you can do what you see somebody else do, but right now you ain't even doing what they doing, you might need to check that.
Right.
Do you
See,
know
from
about
from
permits?
from me,
You
I don't
know?
think it's not hard being an owner. It's not a hard thing being an owner. It's a discipline thing to be an owner.
Yeah. Well, discipline.
You have to
Some people
have,
discipline is very hard.
right. But when it comes to dealing with individuals, you need what we call standard operating procedures.
Hmm.
You need systems put in place to monitor and guide everyone in your establishment. Because if you don't have those, this one person is gonna feel like they can do what they want to do. That one person is gonna feel like they can do what they want to do. This one person. So when you have different individuals over here doing their own thing, that's just people doing different things in your business that you have no control of. And it's not a matter of control, it's a matter of unison, unity, organization. Because the people that are walking through the door, they want to see organization. They want to see a system. They want to see people operating in the same manner. Because
Hmm.
now there will be a level of continuity. There will be a level of consistency. Because now, if you sit in a concise chair and you get one type of service, then you come sit in Andy's chair and you get a different type of service. Concise is not here. Then you sit in Andy's chair, and you sit in concise chair. You have, or you've just received two different types of service in the same in the same building. Now you are confused as to who you're gonna choose, who has the best service. But if you have a system where everybody provide the same type of service, the same set of happiness that you're receiving in one chair, you'll receive it in the other. So being an owner is not hard to me.
Hmm.
It's not hard to me at all, because once you learn that you need a system and you put a system in place for everybody to operate as the drum line, say one band, one sound, your business is gonna run smooth. The only problem you may have is the individuals who are not as ambitious, or the individuals that may need a little bit more pushing than others, a little bit more attention than others. And I mean, if you have kids, the same concept. Because
Yeah.
there's a child that may need more attention than the other child. I'm not saying the adults are kids, but it's just the idea that these individuals may need something different, because we are all people, we're all humans, we have our own brain, we operate differently. But the system, when it comes inside of your business, takes away that independent way of operating, which brings a better atmosphere within your business. So that's why being a business owner is not hard for me.
Well, I have to say this, and this is a real thing. You know, we're just gonna keep it. We're just gonna keep it. You know, a buck on here.
Keep it a buck, right?
You don't have a problem because, for one, identity. You know who you are. Two, you
Yes.
stand on business.
Preach,
You stand on
preach,
business. Now,
preach.
some owners don't stand on business. Some people be like, "Oh, no, I ain't gonna say nothing to them, man. Oh, you know, hopefully they get around to it and they can see that I'm doing stuff like this." That I mean, that's just real. Or some owners will use and abuse their authority, and they think they can
Mhm.
talk to you like you're a child and think they can just get whatever they want to get out of you. Now that, you know what I'm saying? There has to be a fine
Yeah.
balance of that. But when you talk about SOP and when you talk about learning and when you talk about this, I'm
Mhm.
bringing this to the forefront because I want the barbers that want to become owners, I want them to understand, you know, and put them on being aware of some of the things that you're going to have to worry about. This is called getting wisdom. You
Mhm.
receive wisdom through, you know, the things that work and didn't work. Some of
Mhm.
these young barbers today, they think they can just cut hair and be great and think they can just jump up and open up a business and think everything's going to run great. I'm telling you that is not going to be the case. You need to know structure. You need to know
Yeah.
SOP. You need to know
Right.
marketing. You need, and
Right.
I'm telling you these things because honestly, me and him we've been through
Right.
all the madness already. And if you're talking about owning the building,
Yeah.
now we're gonna
Whole
talk
different
about a
ball
different
game.
that's a whole different ball
A
game
whole
because
different
now
ball
you
game.
need to have about
Yes.
3 to 4 insurances.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that, you know, you're getting, you know, your gas, your HVAC
Mhm.
stuff, all of this stuff tested, not tested,
Taxes.
but like taxes, you need to get all this stuff checked yearly,
Yeah.
quarterly, semi-yearly. Like
Mhm.
you need to be on top of these things.
Because you put a system in place.
Put
You
a
put that
system in
system
place.
in place for that as well. Everything needs its own machine. Everything needs its
Mhm.
own system. And once you've put all those systems and machines in place, it makes your task a whole lot easier. Now you're not running like a rooster with your head cut off because, dang, I forgot to do that over there. Man, I forgot to do this. No, everything has its time, its place, its system that helps everything flow smoothly. I'm like he said, man, we've been through the ringer with this. We've grinded. We've put the system in place. I'm
Mhm.
I'm not gonna sit on here and be like, oh, it's easy, 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 easy. No, it's easy after you put the system in place, because every time you open a business, there is a up and a down, a up and a down. But until you get a system in place and everything is plateaus out and runs smoothly, it's smooth sailing until somebody comes up with something, a customer that is not happy or some. It's always
Mm.
going to be something, but it's nothing major where you are going to suffer and die or lose your business on, unless you're doing business in the wrong manner.
Right.
But yeah, but you know, I love it. And I would encourage anybody, like, get the information, and don't forget to keep educating yourself,
That's
because
I mean,
business
yeah.
change, business change, things change, people change, system
Yeah, don't
change.
be that owner that's so stagnant. It's like, oh no, I'm just going to
Yeah, you get
just
stuck.
go
No,
over here.
you
And
have to
that's
move
fine.
with the
And everybody
time.
will just keep going this way while you just stay right here.
Yep, you
Another
have to
thing I
update
want
your
to
systems.
right. Another thing I want to bring up is that like when it comes to like the booth rent and the commission
Mm-hmm.
and the
Right.
percentages, the amount, you know,
Mm-hmm.
barbers getting frustrated in that. What's your thoughts on that? Because, like I said, I'm bringing this stuff to light so they can really
Hmm.
understand all the stuff that the owner has responsibility of and also has to manage. Now, what do you feel that barbers are really complaining about when it comes to commission? Do you think it's too high? Uh, do you think they just have a lack of knowledge? Do you feel like they're the owners are expressing why things are a certain way? Do you feel like the owners is giving them a safe, environment to understand this is why this is this way, and they're seeing like a real quality type of place. Everything's nice and clean. You got cleaners in here doing this,
Hmm.
like you're treating us well. These staying on top of this. You're showing us, different techniques so we know how to gain more money. Like, do you feel like what is it do you feel like barbers are not understanding from the owner side?
So I've done it. I've done it both ways. I've done booth rental, and now I'm doing commission. With booth rental, but the owner's hands are somewhat tied because you have less control of your business when you're booth renting. Because that person, they do whatever they deem necessary for themselves, whatever they feel like doing, because all they're doing, hey, I do what I got to do, and at the end of the week, don't worry about me because I gave you my share. I gave you what I need to give. So with booth rental, the barber has the leeway and the privilege of themselves to do what they choose to do in that person's establishment. And a lot of times that's where the tug and pull comes with the barber. Because they can be like, man, bro, don't worry about that because at the end of the week, you got my booth rent.
Mhm,
But now, when it comes to the commission aspect of it, the owner has more control, because now he can set his system better. He can set his SOPs better. And also, for me, I treat my barbers very well. Concise, no. I take them on trips with me. We go to hair shows. We constantly doing different things to elevate each other, elevate the shop, elevate the systems. Everything we do is together.
mhm.
And with the togetherness, it brings a better camaraderie. Everybody now is more hands-on. Everything in the shop gets handled better. For example, booth rent clients, they got their own towels. They do what they want. They use black. They use white. Whatever. No, with the commission system, I provide all the towels, and because I provide everything, I provide the shaving gels. I provide the everything, the hydroculator with the hot towels, the facial steamers. I provide everything, and
Mhm.
because of that, they come to work and everything is there for them. But also, it gives them a sense of responsibility because now, since everything belongs to everybody, when they come in, they check the soil towels and they put them in the wash. They fold them. It's just hairs on the floor from another barber cutting. They sweep it up. So it's more of a team thing from a
Mhm.
commission point of view. And because of that, it's more like I said earlier, it's one band, one sound. So now I don't have to, hey, this dude forgot to clean. No. Everybody is on the same team. If one person drops a comb, the barber who is not working comes over and pick that comb up.
So, would you say this? And this might be a hot take. Would you say that commission owners produce better business owners for barbers?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because however that owner has the system, has the business set up, whatever individuals that are part of it, they're learning all of that. So they're seeing, and I guess it's based on the owner as well, because I'm not a gatekeeper. Whatever each and every one of my barbers want to know or want to learn, I'm giving you the information. You know how some
Mm,
people, nah, he gonna go down the street and listen to me. What's for me is for me. So if that barber goes down the street and open a shop right next to me, there's enough people in this world. for him or her to go down there and start their own business. There's no competition. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
competing with anyone because all I do is go out, market, get people because the service we provide is top tier. We
Mm-hmm.
don't provide free service. Check reviews, man. You go on Google, our reviews are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So when people look for a barbershop near me, I rise to the top. I float to the top like oil. And they find me. So there is no need to handcuff another barber if he wants to leave and go down the street and open his business.
Mm-hmm.
Information is information. And I don't own information. I don't own barbering. If I die tomorrow, barbering is still.
Right.
So if you want to learn something from me as at working in my shop, I'm gonna teach it to you. I'm not about gatekeeping.
You
Information
you
is to
breaking up a
help
little
people. That's
bit.
what it's there for. Yeah, I'm in the mountains, so my apologies. I had,
That's okay.
you know,
Okay. But
yeah.
yeah. I
So
mean, that's it. I mean, the more and more I think about it, I mean, we run commission based too, but they do see the system. Honestly, when you do commission, is to me, and some people, I know some people that have booth rent and there's a system to it, but low key, to me, I've always looked at booth rent like there's a cap. There's always a cap with booth rent.
yes,
There's a cap. And also what that cap provides is different tiers. So and people, some people operate off of tiers more than just percentages. So if I'm in a booth rent shop and let's say it starts off at $500 a week. All right, so $500 a week, this is where you're at. That's just basic. So let's say 2 years down the line, the owner says, you know what, we're gonna go up to $700 a week. A barber is gonna say $700.
mm-hmm.
What's going to be the difference is what's the value, right? Because now they're sounding like what clients. Like let's just be
Mm-hmm.
real. You going up on your prices. Well, what's the
Right,
value,
mm-hmm.
right? So
Right,
now there's going to have to be different value involved once they get to 700, right? Okay, the shop owner still capped at how much he makes, but you know what? He wants to do something different. He wants to elevate. He wants to get another shot, but he actually needs a little bit more money from the barber, so he goes up to $900 a week. Now they saying, "Yo, well, what's the value in that?" Now the owner actually has to spend out more money to show them that there is more value. Instead, with a commission shop, you see the value straight from jump.
mm-hmm.
You see it
Yes,
straight from jump.
yeah,
You see what it is from jump. You see how the business operates from jump. You see, oh, the marketing ads, they're going out this way. They're
right,
doing this and they're doing that. Oh, this is provided, for me straight from jump. And not only that, it actually can give you an option to earn more money
mm-hmm.
because they have a whole system in place
Yeah,
and they're teaching you the business.
yeah,
Barbershop, I mean, a booth owner, what you teaching them is that they get upset with the owner. This is what I think is kind of crazy to me. This is what happens, like a domino effect. They get upset with the owner for trying to raise up the
elevate,
booth rent.
mm-hmm.
They make enough money, they get out, they go and do booth rent. They say, "Nah, I ain't gonna hit the barber. It's crazy." And then let's say they charge 400, right? They're gonna look at that, they're gonna keep rocking, and then they're gonna realize, like, wait a minute, I ain't really moving that much money. I'm not really making that much money at all. If anything, you're gonna see that the barber that you only told to give you 400, my man that made 400 in a day,
Mm-hmm.
and he got 6 more days to work, and I only made 400 out of this man 3,000. And I'm not saying you gotta check his pockets, but understand if you know your value and the worth, if you have a prime location and people are coming into your business and you only getting $400 a month from one barber, and you got 6 barbers, you only making $2,400, but your rent and the bills and all the water they use and everything else, that equals up to $2,400.
All right.
How much does that make for an owner to stay in that type of system? It don't. So yeah, you cap at you
Mm-hmm.
if you're trying to elevate as an owner, you will cap as a booth renter. Now, if you have other people on your team, if you have other things going on, if you have another way of earning money, then that's different. But if the main thing you trying to keep the main thing is just this and this alone, you're going to cap.
Yeah,
You're going to cap.
definitely.
So I appreciate you hopping on. I got like 2 more slides I want to get on, man, and then we're going to talk about. I might do a giveaway. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to talk about like these two products over here, but I think this is a very important conversation to have, and I think barbers need to understand that if you are going to do this, make sure that you are considering this stuff and get some knowledge and wisdom behind it, so you know how to allocate it before you open up the doors. So, yeah. So I appreciate you hopping on, bro. I'm gonna let you go ahead and enjoy your time with the fam. Take it easy and be blessed, man.
Appreciate it.
Proud. All right. So let me get back. Okay, cool. So shout out to my boy Andy, man, because he's the guy. If you guys want to figure out how to do this stuff, honestly, I probably need to reach out to Andy, because Andy, he gonna give it to you straight. Like you said, he don't gatekeep. So look, there's a lot of responsibility being an owner and also owning the building. But here's the thing too, we're gonna talk about time and burnout, because not only you're an earner, but an owner, but you're also a father, you're also a wife, you know, mother, husband, like you have other responsibilities. So here's something. I'm saying that you can't, I'm not saying that you cannot do it. All I'm saying that it is hard to cut full time and run a shop and manage the building when you are that all in one. Now, if you don't own the building and you're just a shop owner, a lot of people think that like, oh, back then I seen shop owners not be at the shop that much because some of them really had a system in place. But most shop owners are really at the shop now, I'm noticing, because they want to make sure that stuff is going the right way. I noticed that you can have shop owners that don't have no systems. And when you don't have no systems that help you, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out, because not only you're hearing it from the clients. Let's say you have some upset clients because a haircut didn't go well. Now, what's the procedure or the system of how to still get them back into your shop? They're calling you, and then you call the barber, and the barber's like, nah, they said they wanted this, and I gave them, like, if there's no system in place, man, you're gonna feel like you're gonna have to deal with everything. And yes, it says you need a team or automation to survive the grind. That is very, very true. Very, very true. If you don't have it, you're going to feel the weight of it. That's just period. So here's another thing. Here's another thing. As an owner, what if you just felt like you just went out? Like, what do you do when you transition out? Have you made your business a place where it can continue to run without you? Can somebody take your place? Like, how? Like, what is your end goal here? Are you going to try to sell the shop or even the building? Do you even like? These are the things that you might have to think about. That's all I'm saying. You might have to think about if you get to this point. The market can shift. Barbers might leave. Repairs, they pile up. This is very true. I have to get a whole new AC unit. We're talking thousands of dollars. Barbers might leave. They might relocate. I know a friend of mine, he's moving states away from his original shop. So these things can happen. So the money is never automatic. It's never automatic, because especially if you're dealing with people, people can come and go. And that's just what it is. You have to build with the end in mind. You have to. It is a must. You have to build with the end in mind. Now, is this something that you want to franchise out? How you going to do it? You know what I mean? You got to build a team. You got to have people that can help you with this flow. please get a mentor. Please look at, all the things that it needs to build up a business just in general. Learn the legal fees, legal laws in your area. Understand these things. Understand these things because it is a must if you're going to continue to strive and become an owner. Becoming an owner, honestly, to me, is that you're a type of person that you care enough to build up a team, help somebody earn some money for their family so they also can be a boss like you. To me, that's what an owner is. The owner is that copy and repeat, copy and repeat. As an owner, I don't expect, my day one barber to always stay with me because just because I own the shop and it's like, nah, you got to stay here for the rest of your life. No, I became an owner so you can have the opportunity to build something up for you and your family. And that if you and your family decides to do the same thing, that you have a healthy mentor that can help you get to that. And it will just keep flowing and keep going. Just like our clients are not going to stay 12, 25, 50, 60, 70 years. They're not going to stay that age forever. They're going to grow. They're going to leave. They're going to do things. Some are going to go off to college. Some are going to get married and go to a different state. These are the things that's going to happen. The same thing that's going to happen with your barbers too. Now you might have one of those people that stay ride or die with you true to the end, but that's not going to happen to all 8 chairs. It's not going to happen on 8 chairs. We have to be realistic about that, especially as owners. So you have to build up your system with the end in mind. Understanding that not all the time that everybody's always going to stay with you, but how do you keep the system going? How do you operate the business? How do you get people to be more attracted to your business that want to cut there? Because there's always going to be somebody that will probably, not always, but there might be a time where somebody leaves. But now you got somebody that can fill that chair. These are the things that we have to start thinking about, especially if you're a barber and you think you can cut amazing and you think you can just open up a shop just because that's what you do and you make some good money. Just take those things to consideration. This is just some wisdom that I wanted to give for anybody out there that wants to do this whole ownership vibe. Now, I'll be honest with you. I own the building. I do like that option better than just owning the shop and renting out the shop. But there's a different thought process with that because now we're going to start talking about equity within the building and knowing how to use that for your business and how to elevate that way compared to just renting out. If you just rent out, then that means that you're really looking for the chairs to be your equity. But that's a whole different story. If you want to like elevate and grow and open up another shop and all this other jazz. So whatever business endeavors that you have, those are the things you start looking at when it comes to that. But I wanted to just give you all that. Just give you all that. I don't know. This is mad random. It has nothing to do with nothing but screenshot it. I always tell y'all to screenshot it. Now, Andis, the Andis discount code. Let me just double check this. I want to do this live because I noticed that it could be 2, and I didn't know. So I think my discount code for Andis is just my name, Concise, but that could be different. And also, they got a sale on the Phenoms right now. If I was y'all, I didn't even know. I'm just checking my discount code real quick. What? They got a sale on the Phenoms. Oh, okay. No, I was right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Am I bugging? Or wait, never mind. That's with my discount code, I think. See, I need to sign out. That's why it has. Yeah, I'm already signed in. Anyway, my bad. I got mad hype for no reason right now. If y'all see it for let me see. With my discount code, I think you can get it for $152.99. Let me know. It is Concise 10. Okay. But anyway, screenshot that. So anyway, I hope y'all got something from that topic. I just wanted to give that to y'all. So yeah, I can't wait to see what people got to say about that because That's just been brewing in me because I think we need to understand that, being an owner for one it is not easy. It can be easy if you go about it the right way, but it's just not. It's just not easy. There's going to be a lot of stuff you're going to have to consider. All right, let's get to some of these comments. Neil, what's going on? Blessings, bro. Woodshed, what's going on with you? Appreciate y'all. Fatal, what's up? What's up? You can't run a shop as a barber. You need to be a businessman. Well, a barber is a businessman. You're right, though. Like, you got to have a different, thought process. Sometimes a barber to the eyes of an owner can look like how a client looks like, to the barber. So hopefully I ain't confused y'all with that, but yeah. Chair renting makes no sense as an owner. To me, I don't think it makes sense for either side. As much as the barber think he's getting up on, doing booth rent, and he's saving a lot of money and all of this jazz, da 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 da. You can go out there and try to open up your own shop. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you could probably be misinformed. You're gonna realize that you're gonna need other things and stuff like that. Now, the owner, let's say the owner wasn't just a barbershop owner. Let's say he had some other stuff. Let's say he had some real estate. Let's say he had this and da 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 da. So he's really not worried, that much. He just look at it as like, I'll just get my $3,000 a month over here. But you're not getting that much information, when it comes to booth rent. So commission, you're actually learning the system, you're learning the business. And I think it's just more healthier for barbers, to me. Cosmoprof has a discount for Andis right now. That's dope. Didn't know that. Did not know that. I'm about to check that out. Do you still use detachables? Yes. Yes, I do. I still use detachables. I had the Heiniger detachables and the octanes. Yeah, everything was very informative. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Fresh out of school, I'm really lucky that my shop owner is giving me 70-30 commission. Yes. You know what? That's not even that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all, to be honest. Like, if people understood that 70-30 split, that means the owner cares. The owner, not saying that other owners don't care, but that is a good split. That's a real good split. People still buying Andis products in 2025. Very much so, Fatal. I think people will be buying Andis products years to come. Years to come. They got some stuff coming out, bro. Years to come. Saying Andis products in 2025 that's Andis ain't antique. Andis just came, for real. Andis came out with some stuff like, I don't even understand. Like, they came out with like 5 things. They pulled a Stylecraft and Gamma on some real, but yeah. But not in the way that, yeah, you get what I'm saying. My first boss did a 75-25 piece. Don't be scared to be a blessing to people. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. No, you just said I was a ball phenom yesterday, actually. And I want to put the Fat Master Blade on it, but don't know everything I need for it. So what you don't need anything for except the bracket. I mean, let me just go here. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Well, not the bracket, the blade. So when you buy the Andis Phenoms, right? It comes with just the 2 holes. The Andis Phenom, the clipper, comes with just the 2 holes. When you buy the extra blade that you buy comes with 4 holes. Once you do that, it will be able to use the Fat Master Blade on it. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So we're here. Oh, I don't like how that looks. All right. So it's here. When you go to the Phenom, this attachment right here, this right here will come with the 4 holes. This will come with the 4 holes. So that's how you get it. That's how you get the Fat Master Blade on it. So I'm just going to keep it honest with y'all. Some people like, yo, that's crazy. You got to buy an extra blade to get the 4 holes. Listen, I understand. I do understand that. That is a part of that could be very annoying. So I understand that. But then I have to bring the price into consideration. So let's just bring the price in consideration. The Andis Phenoms, you can get it right now for $152.99, especially with my discount code. And then you can get the blade for $45. So $152 and $45. Where we at? $197. So maybe with tax, you probably at like $205. So $205 with a clipper, with four purple mag guards with a charging dock. You get an extra blade of the Phenom blade, and also you get the 4-hole bracket for around $205. I honestly think that even though it didn't come with the 4-hole bracket, spending $205 for just that, to me, I definitely think it's worth it. And I'm not just saying that just to be saying it. I definitely think that it's literally just worth it. That's me though. If you already have the fat blade, cool. If you don't, okay. Now, if you don't have the fat blade, now this is somebody, let's say somebody's like, oh, I don't have no blades at all. All I have is the Phenom. Then the price is going to look a little bit more different because you need to get those blades. But if you already have those blades, which I mean, I would say most of us probably do, not all of us. Let me find. Let me go high to low. The Fat Master Blade is $53.98. So add $53, $54 to the $205. And then that's what you'll be paying. What is that? $259 or $250, $260 for 3 blades, clipper. I mean, for 2 extra blades and a clipper. Could I replace the bracket that's already on the Phenom detachable with like the filthy? But I don't believe so, unless he came out with his own for the Andis Phenoms. But if he didn't come out with his own of that specific one, then no. Ooh, sorry about that. But yeah, let me see something. Let me sign out. And let me go here. I just want to make sure I'm not. Okay, yeah. So yeah, with my discount code, yeah, that's what it was bringing it down to, the $152.99. There we go. Oh, okay. That didn't work. Okay. To work with all the Andis classic blades. I'm waiting for the go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not, to be honest, there's a lot of stuff that's probably coming out that's gonna do that. To be honest. I mean, to me, that's what most companies kind of do. They see one company do one thing and they're like, you know what, let's try to, make our own twist to it or something like that. I mean, I think almost every brand does that. But another thing I want to talk about is I do have an extra pair of these. I've been talking about these shavers. If y'all did not see that review, check out that review. But I will be doing a giveaway soon with this single foil shaver. It's one that you probably want to pick up. It's probably one you want to pick up. Hope and Andis just released a Phenom blade that already has. They've been good with stuff like that. I can a Phenom blade. I can see them doing something, special in a way, but I don't know if it'll be the Phenom clipper. But we'll see. We'll see. But if they did, I do like that option. If they did have the separate attachments where like the fade blade, the taper blade, the fat blade, all of that comes with the attachment piece, like already, that would be nice. If you could just buy that as like an additional piece or just that piece alone, I think that would be nice. Next step in barber evolution. Yeah. I think they're all getting something from each other. But I do want to talk about this because I think it's kind of dope. This bad boy right here. I got this coming out this week. One of the main things I want to talk about, other than just the design of it, this Rebel, I think the design is dope, but I have to say, putting the Echo blade on the Rebel was genius. Just genius. Now, y'all know me. I don't like hooks. I don't like hooks that I can't do nothing with. Like it's just, I can't flip it, pop it, twist it, pull it, whatever. I can't do nothing with this. Can't do nothing with that. And they kept just as is. No upgrade to the USB-C, just a regular charging, whatever like that. So to me, the blade is dope. The design is dope. Everything else is basically the same. But I do like the Echo blade on the Rebel. I think this is what, super torque? Yeah, super torque motor. Yeah. 3 hours runtime. And I like the design of the lids. For people that really like customization and stuff like that, and all like the colors and stuff, they'll like this. They'll definitely like it. It's not bad. I definitely like that that blade on it. That was one of the main things I wanted to talk about just real quick. But that video is coming out soon. Talk about why it doesn't. Well, I don't know why it doesn't. I don't know why it doesn't, to be honest. Maybe they just wanted to do a collab with that artist and keep it as is. Probably cost effective. That's probably why. But maybe they have a Rebel 2.0 coming out and they didn't want to feel like making different modes or something like modes. Who knows? The new Gamma Booster has all the nice upgrades, except the Echo Blade. Yeah, I want to see that. CPOB pink or blue bubblegum trimmer color. Which do you like better? Gold, Psycho, or Rainbow Blade? I don't know, but my favorite color is blue. So I'll just say that. I don't use TPOB products. Haven't in a while. Also, you've seen the new upcoming Gamma XL clipper, also known as the Jeezy clipper, with a 6-stretch click lever. I seen the XL clipper, and I'm assuming this is your assumption of what you think it is, how it is. It having a stretch 6-click lever. To me, I did see about the stretch 6-click lever. Let's talk about that real quick, right? I think the GZ clipper is fire, but let's talk about the 6-click lever. I am a barber that came in before click levers, right? And I will have to say now in 2025, floating lever versus click lever. For some people, they don't see the reason of floating lever. And I think that's is because how they like where they probably came in at. But for me, I really don't mind floating levers at all. I actually love floating levers. I don't mind click levers too. Certain hair textures help, you know, like the click lever system. But some hair textures do way better with the floating lever system. But that's just, that's just me. Um, so to me, it's not one and done. I'm like, oh, I'm just all floating lever. I can't say that. I'm just all click lever. I can't say that. I don't. To me, uh, I think it's more beneficial for you to understand how to use a floating lever. Like you should be able to do this. This is what I honestly think. Every barber should be able to know how to do this. This is just me though. You should be able to know how to do a mid fade, ball mid fade. I say a medium ball mid fade on one side with the click lever, and a ball mid fade ball side with the floating lever, right? And they should look identical. They should look identical. If it can't look identical, I mean, then okay. But to me, I think it should be able to look identical. I don't mind floating levers because I really only use open and close halfway. I'm the same exact way. I'm the same exact way. There are certain clicks I do not use at all. At all, to be honest. And for the six click lever, I I've seen some people say, why would they do that? Then now there's not going to be a middle. Um, I don't know. Like I don't here's my thing. As to me, as a barber, you create your system to whatever is kind of like new. If you're not a person that's, using detachables, you're gonna be like, man, what's the point of detachables, man? It's crazy. All you need to do is this. Then you got a floating lever. It's like, yo, all I need is a floating lever. I don't need click lever. Then you got click levers. Like all I need is these clicks and I'm good. Whatever your system is, you create it. If it got 6 click levers, I can't say that people are going to struggle with fades. It's something that's new. Of course, you're going to adjust, but I don't see me struggling with using a click lever because to be honest, uh I'm probably going to use another clipper, especially blade open, to completely close. So 6 click lever is completely open, maybe 2 notches away from that, and maybe maybe it completely close. And then I'll probably use blade open, and then I'll probably angle my clipper just to get the fade out. But that's just me. Like I'm not so obsessed over click levers and how many clicks. Like I'm not. I use open, halfway close. If I didn't, I can just use blade completely open with a floating lever and know how to just get the line out. I feel like as barbers, we need to know how to do that. No matter if it has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No matter how many clicks it is, your skill level is going to let you know how to operate it. To me, now, do I think it's like a selling point? No, I definitely don't think it's a selling point. I mean, I think that RPMs, run times is selling points. I don't think, having 6 click levers is a selling point, to be honest. That's true. Floating, open, close, middle. That's true. floating, open, close, middle lever, all you need. Yeah. So this new stretch 6 lever might flop. What you think? I don't know. I don't. To me, it's not too big of a thing to say something that's going to flop or not. Like it's just a. It's I don't know. I don't know if it has that much strength for somebody to say, "Oh, that clipper got the 6 clicks. Oh, no, I'm not getting it just because of that." If people like click levers, they're gonna might try it. That's what I'm trying to say. They might try it. If people that love clicks, if there's people that use all the clicks, they probably will try it. I don't use all the clicks, so it ain't either to me. To me, that's not a make or break for me. Now, if your blade is OD, like it gets hot or it just can't cut well certain hair textures, to me, that's what would make it flop. Like, or you trying something completely new, we ain't never seen it before, and out the blue, you come out with it being 350 or something like that. That has more of a pain point than 6 clicks to me. What's the hottest new haircut in your opinion? The hottest new? Mm-mm. I know what I cut the most, but I don't know if it's new. Majority of my clients get mid ball fades. But I think now I feel like a lot of my clients are leaving a lot more hair up top. I think that's one of the newest things. More men, most my male clients, they're leaving more hair up top. So we gotta get our shear work on 100. I only use the in between clicks to detail. Yeah, I see. I don't even that 6 clicks is so confused. A lot of that 6 clicks is confused a lot of new barbers. Now it could be. It definitely could be. It definitely could confuse a lot of new barbers. Detachable confuse a lot of new barbers. You either learn how to you become a barber that knows how to use any tool, or you stay in the box. I mean, that's how I honestly feel. So now with the new wall single foil shaver, what are your go-to shaver now? See, I got a video coming out with that, but just right now, my go-to shavers, period. Well, I'm actually sad a little bit because my research and this shaver, I think I messed it up. I dropped it, and that thing is yeah, I mean it still works, but I don't know. I don't know. So that's still my favorite shaver, double foil shaver with the long hair cutter in the middle. Double foil shaver just as is the Gamma Booster shaver. Don't have a problem with that one. I still rock that one. But that does have the long hair cutter. So that's my backup to the research. I don't think I just have a double foil shaver. But for my single foils, I do like the caliber in the wall single foil shaver. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with my Uno's 2.0, but I'm actually still in like this place where I'm really trying to figure out like who's really king right now. I would say I would say click lever is training wheels. Floating lever is riding a Harley, and detachable fading is motocross. Okay, here you go. I would say that the click lever is riding a bicycle with training wheels. The floating lever is riding a Harley, and fading with detachable is doing motocross. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that. Isn't a Babel single foil thinner than the wall and caliber? The single UV thinner. Like the foil? No, no. But I'm gonna double check that. I'm gonna check that out for you. But having it in my hand, I'm gonna check that for you. But I'm really thinking that no, I don't think it's thinner. Yeah, I don't think it's thinner, to be honest. Now, I do think that the caliber, I think the caliber one is a little bit thicker than the wall one. The wall one is not that it's not that thick at all, to be honest. It is thinner, but it's not as thin as the the Uno. I've heard this before too, was said that their foils have been fragile. Um I gotta see about this one. This single foil is, like I said, in my concise review, it did shock me, like performance wise. We're gonna see. It does come with an extra cutter and a foil, so I'm not mad at that. If it is, I don't know that it is because I haven't experienced that yet. But if it is fragile, like let's say it lasts, where we at in July? Let's say it lasts me until December. Like I got to switch it out already. Okay, at least I got an extra one. But if that thing goes out on me in like August, September, I'm like, wait a minute. But either way, I still got an extra one. So I don't know just yet to see what the longevity is. Can the wall and caliber single compare with the single UV shaver? To me, that's the stringer single. To me, that's the strongest single foil I've used, even over the JRLs. When it comes to RPMs, I mean, what single foils have you used, Fatal? Let me ask you that. Out of ones you just asked of, which ones have you used? Soldier Barber Life, man. What's going on, man? Blessings to you, bro. What's your next video you got coming out? This is another YouTube uh, product reviewer here. Y'all check out his page, man. Subscribe to him, man. He be doing some content. Desmond, floating is the way. Was said total control. Yeah, yeah. I like floating. Like I'm to me, some people get upset, like, oh man, why didn't make this a floating lever? What? Why should we let go of floating levers? Not everything should be a click lever. Trust me, you don't want everything to be a click lever. Cozy, what's going on, bro? Nah, you ain't miss it. I've used JRL and the calibers and the UV single, the strongest single I've used. Okay, got you. Yeah, I think also like the weight of it, the metal body, like everything about it, it kind of feels more, like stronger. So I'm not against this comment right here at all, Fatal, but I'll do a concise test on that. In 23 years, Walls is the only foil I ever experienced wearing through, but I haven't used a wall shaver since the finale. I didn't have that one. I'll be honest with you. I didn't have that one. So yeah, one blade hot lather machine review coming up next. Okay, that's dope. I can't wait to see that. I'm curious. There's There's a company I want to see, want to talk about their products, but I got to reach out to them. It's kind of harsh, but it's strong. The UV, yeah. I love the click lever, but floating has its perks. It definitely does. It definitely does. So, I mean, we can go all day about like click levers and what like I want y'all to understand this. Companies are going to try different things. They're going to see what works well and what doesn't. And that's just that. Just dropped the Stylecraft King Saladin review today. Yeah, I got mine's coming too, bro. Before you got on, I was talking about this. I'm curious what you said in your video, but what I like to do is not see nobody's until I'm finishing recording mine. I mean, even I mean, I'll watch it while I'm in edit, whatever. But as long as I record mine first, I'll watch it. I saw your vid, Soldier. I haven't tried any big brand single foil yet, just double foil. Got you. Excuse me. Remember, the Phenom lever can be turned around to not have the click. Yes. Another perk, another silent perk. You can't get in between a click. You can't get in between with the click. Floating lever. Floating gets everything. That's true. Why am I struggling right now? Master 2 releasing yet? Not sure. Not sure. But what was it? What's his name? I remember when Ed showed us when he went to the expo. We'll see. We'll see what they got to offer with the Master 2. I can't wait. Honestly, I feel like Andis been coming out with stuff like left to right. And yeah. We gotta keep thinking. We gotta remember that Andis they've been here for some time. So yeah. We see. They got some stuff coming though. I know that. Product reviews has been hard for me to get into lately. Why is that? Cozy, DM me on IG. DM me. That caliber single foil is piquing my interest. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It surprised me. It surprised me. I think I gotta get back into my suite for my beds. Yeah. Yeah, DM me, bro. DM me. We gotta talk. Yeah, we gotta talk. Master 2 not yet, but GTX EX2 should be soon. I tore that name up. But GTX EXO2 should be soon. Got you. High Vis Black coming soon. I'm not sure yet. Once I know, I'll let y'all know. Honestly. Debate all the time. All us OG barbers came up in the game. In the game on floating levers. Questions is, do you think it made you a better barber learning that way? Yes. I think detachables and floating levers, I mean, to be honest, the best barbers I have seen, especially with natural cuts, not saying, that some people don't know how to use enhancements, whatever like that, but natural hair cutting, floating levers, and detachables. The people that I know mastered them are the best hair cutters. I mean, that's just my truth. Woodshed, has anyone posted the GTX EXO2 on it yet? I thought I say them this past week. Look, this Compact Low Pro, 6 cuts, and still not blinking on me. Awesome runtime. Dope. I think click lever is easier, in my opinion. Easier to do what? Easier to do what? I have a very interesting take with that. Does the click lever make it easier, makes the cut easier to get done with? Or does a click lever makes the haircut look better than floating? Does a click lever make you be more faster, more cleaner, more sharper, more smoother, more finesse of the fade? Or does the floating lever give you that option? Is it easier just to get done with? Of course, floating lever makes you better because you learn to find that sweet spot. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I'm definitely getting another one when a new colorway comes out. You're talking about the low pros. Des FX1 flop. For me, nah. I mean, I've been using the trimmers low key. The trimmers low key have became a hitter for me. I don't know how to really break that down yet, but the trimmers have come a hitter. In a way, easier learning curve, but I feel I became a better barber from floating lever and really feeling the touch by reps. Right. Now, I'm not saying that, somebody that has a click lever, they're not a great or amazing barber at all. No. I'm just saying, from my eyes, the best barbers I have seen use any kind of clipper, their cuts with detachables and floating levers. If they came up in that era, they are, to me, the best barbers that give out the best work. That's my thoughts. I love the FX1 clippers. I put the Echo Blade on my Low Pro. Yeah, a lot of people like that Echo Blade. Now, see, I think it works. Okay, this might sound crazy. And I might say this in my videos. Just know y'all heard it from me, and I'm just getting this from right now. The sound of this, right? It goes with the blade. I know that might sound crazy, but put the Echo Blade on a very quiet clipper, right? Very quiet clipper. And all you hear is some people are going to be like, I love that crunch sound. But to me, it's like, I like it, but sometimes it's too much, especially on a silent clipper. But since the decibels of this is just a little bit higher, it has that little peak to it. The crunch don't sound that bad. It kind of cancels each other out. I know that might sound crazy to some of y'all, but to me, it makes perfect sense. So if I could deal with this sound, I could deal with the crunch sound on this as well. But I like putting the Echo Blade on the JRLs, I probably won't do that. I probably won't do that at all. I like my JRLs to be nice and quiet with my fast feed blade with that nice crispy crackly crunch, not a loud crunch. I don't need that. Yeah, Soldier. He always does. He always stay customizing stuff. He never keeps stuff as is. He never keeps it as is. Nothing wrong with it, but he just never keeps it as is. I have not worked with Echo Blade yet. I'm curious on your thoughts on it, Woodshed. We might have to talk. I might have to send you one. But don't you need longer screws to put on the Echo on the Low Pro? I tried it. I'm not sure. Echo is my favorite, not gonna lie. But I got the Babyliss Tri-Blade on my Compact Low Pro. And the one that looks like an Andis Master Blade. Phase me blurry with it. I can tell the difference for sure on 3 different loudness of clippers. You can tell the difference for sure on what? Trimmer Echo Blade coming maybe with the Jeezy trimmer. Yeah. I mean, I think low key he's been cutting with it in his videos, so we'll see. Love this Barber family. Facts, bro. Same. The blue, I cannot stand this name. The zirconium cutting blade gonna be hitting soon. What's y'all what now? You know, y'all know blue. Blue's my color. Let me ask y'all this. What do you think the blue blade provides more than any other blade that has came out so far? What do you guys think about cutting blades? I kind of prefer the thicker ones versus the thin ones. Thin ones seems loud to me. That's a fact. I agree. I agree. How much crunch from the Echo Blade 360 GZ Rebel Saber 2? Yeah, you could definitely tell the same difference. I mean, you could tell all different sounds. Yeah. Yep. Yep. It is. So if I'm gonna use the Echo Blade, I would like this might sound weird because I don't like stuff to be too loud, but it will cancel each other out. That's all I'm saying. Same as the black blade. So the blue blade, you're saying the same as the black blade? Sorry. So I'm only asking because I've in a sense tested this blue blade a minute ago, months ago, probably almost a year ago. This blue blade that's coming out, right? I don't know. Like, you know what? I really want to do. I'm gonna do a type of comparison with it because yeah, I just need to do a comparison with it. To me, I think it's more so like a selling. Yeah, yeah. See. I got into the would be thing coming. Yeah, that'd be dope. So you said this, right? Right? This is what you said. Yeah. So I wish I could go. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna go here. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. So y'all know I'm just not talking just to be talking. Let me go to my page. Let me scroll down because I don't know how far it is. Oh, it's down there. What's this? Nope. It's before that. All right. So here we go. Y'all ready? This is what I mean when I said I've used something like this already. So I've used something like this already. Masterpiece. I love this colorway. This edition is called the Aviator Edition. Now we're going to have to talk about this, right? The clipper looks really nice. All metal weeks, housing, 2.5 hours runtime, 7,200 RPM. Yeah, it's a few months beautiful ago. Thing that you see on this clipper is the blade. This blue blade is the Diamond S blade that cuts 20% more hair pass. It's supposed to be 50% sharper and 20% more cooler. Now I don't know about y'all. Of course, blue is my color, so this thing looks amazing. I can't wait to cut with them in the shop. So correct. Those blades go crazy. So let me talk about this. So how can I say this? The Blackstone is not okay. So let's do this. Okay. So that was my review on them. That was my review on them. And yeah, it was sharp. But I don't know how to explain this. This might be like phase one. It might be phase one. Phase two, I'm curious on phase two. Let's wait for phase two. And the main reason why I'm saying that, so who has them now? The caliber, right? Let me see. I think caliber, right? I'll just be honest. The style of the blade to me was not my best. Like it's not the best to me. The style of the blade, like the style, like the makeup of the teeth, the thickness, the thinness of it, all of that. Like to me, it wasn't it wasn't the best. Um, yeah. What is the steel blade? I don't know what is the steel blade. If it's DLC for the caliber, I'm not sure. I haven't used that one. Yeah. Caliber stuff. Yeah. Have to be honest with y'all. I'm waiting for them to have a different style of this blade. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Right. Some benefits like the ceramic, like not get hot as fast. So that was what I shown you was like what I could show you. That's what I showed you. Um, they still get warm. Unless Caliber came out with the second phase of it, a second version of it, then I would have to test that out myself. But for me, the blade, that blue blade, I don't know. It didn't do it like it didn't wow me. I'll tell you what wowed me. I'm gonna tell you what wowed me. Let me show y'all some blades. And to be honest, I would I'll be on notice if I was y'all. Let's now see, they kind of did it the way I think that this company right here, they did it the right way. To me, you know, probably get some backlash about that, but Everence. So no, not this one. Where is it at? They did this. I don't know if y'all know anything about them. I know the cutting blade ain't, that blue blade, but what they got going on, man, I'm not mad. Like, look at this. If there is a blade that's set up, like, look at the curvature of the cutting blade. I know I'm being mad, OD. So what I'm saying is, I'm not sure if companies got this. I'm not sure. But this company, Everence, how they created that blade, it makes sense. So that's why I was saying, unless it's like they have a different version or a second version of the ones some brands were using. It's like the best way I could put it. Mm. This is another one I want to try. Let me show y'all this one. For the clipper. Hold on. This is another one I want to try. If Fado, if you're saying that's the same exact design, can you show me that, please? Because I didn't see that. I didn't see that same exact design on the caliber. I'll go there again. Nah. Well, to me, to what this shows me, I don't see it. So if somebody can show me that, show me the caliber, the ZR. I want to see that cutting blade, and I want to see if it's the same exact design. Let me see. Yeah, no, it's not. Unless that's a different blade. Hold on. Yeah, I wasn't. Never mind. Here's a crazy thought. Are we hitting the point of the law of diminishing? Wow, I can't talk. Returns with all these new tools and blades in the search of something new? Are we abandoning masterful blades and tools? It's a good thought. I'm not sure. I don't want them to be forgotten or maybe underappreciated. Right. We are not abandoning. Have you ever thought about creating a hair trend? Or if you could, what would it be? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Never thought about it, to be honest. Look at Caliber's website. So, all right, let me do that. I was just there not so long ago. All right. So, is this the one that you're referring to? Just let me know. If this is the one you're referring to, let me know. That's our intention, Fatal, but humility teaches us that we don't know everything. Right. Like Andis has great blades, but the machines that they use are not at the par in 2025. Now, I can't agree with that one. I hear what you're saying. Like, you could have said that probably like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe. But today, now, the stuff that they have, I can't say it's not comparable, because when it comes to longevity, their tools, they still last. I feel like I just feel like the main companies, like back then, when it come to tools and like longevity and just endurance and all of that, So yeah. So Fatal, is this the one? Is this the one you're talking about? Is this the blade you're talking about? Just let me know. You said yes. The angle is the same as Everett's blade. They only put a design over the. Okay, they only put a design over the blade. All right, so let me tell you. All right, let me go here and let me see if I can give you like the best. Okay, so you see this cutting blade, right? I want to make sure you see it how I see it. Make sure you see it how I see. All right, you see that, right? You see the teeth, the cutting the teeth, not the design of how the molding is. I'm talking about the cutting teeth. So let me go back to the other one so I can show you what I'm talking about. Do you see the teeth? Wait, no, you can't see it. Do you see the teeth? All right. Do you see the teeth? Let's go here. You see how the teeth are? You see how the teeth are here? They're not the same. Do y'all think I'm bugging or do y'all see the exact same thing? The top of the teeth, how they are, how sharp it is, how thin they are, how curvature it is at the like do you see that or no? Or is it just me? Am I bugging? I could be bugging, but for me, I just didn't like the first version of them. Now, the Everest one, I'm very more curious about. I was checking that out days ago. That's why I say it's different. It to me, it's different. Am I am I bugging? I don't mind doing a video on it, but yeah, I don't mind doing a video on it. Okay. You said I am confirmed. I am confirmed they are the same teeth. I'm so, what happened? Mm. Right. So I hear you. I hear you. Right. So okay. So this is just how my brain works. There's a lot of blades that have that same type of formation when it comes to the cutting blade, especially when it starts when you're talking about the teeth. Now the design of the blade and all that, that might be different. Somebody could have just the angles of it could have been different. Okay, cool. But the main thing that's going to cut the hair, the cutting hair, that portion of it, even just if it's the smallest difference, how you use a clipper matters. Like, so with this, the Rebel, that cutting teeth, the one you're talking about, that's on the caliber. That's good. It's cool. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. In a sense, to me, there's going to be a cap, and here's the cap. There's a certain hair texture that I think that's going to struggle with that I think the Everence would not at all. And there's a reason why. Because once it comes to like, I'll say about uh 3C hair and up, the caliber clipper, I won't be able to do certain like techniques. I won't be able to do a raking method. I won't. The curvature of the three Everence will allow me to go this way, this way, this way, this way, without no problems, especially with somebody that has really nice curly, coily hair because of the curvature of the teeth. Now, if you had the right guards, the guards will definitely help with that. But once you get that zero guard off and now you need to start the detail, I promise you, I promise you, the cutting blade that Three Everence has will do a better job than the caliber one. I promise you. I promise you. Because once to me, it matters. Like what really matters, bro, is the hair texture. Hair texture matters. And you got to know what can do what with certain hair textures. A lot of people was going crazy about the vapor with that 32 teeth, whatever like that. People are taking a second turn with that 32 teeth and saying, "Yo, man, this thing really can cut some hair, and it's doing a really good job." Because that amount of teeth picking up all that hair does a good job. And for those that have different multiple hair textures, they're starting to see the benefit of it. Now the thing is though, some people might not like the noise of it. They might say the blade get hot, whatever like that. That's all, that's different in a sense. But we were talking about blade, and how well the blade can be used and all that jazz. What I'm saying is the ZR version of what Caliber has of that cutting blade, it is a version 1. And I know. I was just giving you the, when a Blade and Stone came out with their blue blade, a lot of blue blades from companies came out. In a sense, they're coming out in a sense. So when they came out with theirs, I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that I was at the show. I had the ZR clipper in my hand. It's the same exact one from version 1 of a brand that I had before. But I was just saying that, blue blades, they're coming out. But this one, I seen it, some days. Let me see. Give me a second, y'all. Your computer about to die? Oh. Yeah, check in here. Should. Yep, here. But yeah, this design, I mean, they master in blades, to be honest. They're well, I can't say they master in blades, but they have some unique blades that I really think that can turn some things around. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. There's going to be another version of it, I believe, coming out. That's all I'm saying. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but any other questions, Barber Love, bro? Any other questions? If not, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for tomorrow. It's a lot to get done, and young barbers. So hopefully, y'all heard that first message. We're good. No more questions. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, it's been some time. I feel like I ain't been on here, and we had to come back with some education. Also, just some quick Q&A. But I think the vapor video might be coming out tomorrow, and then the Stylecraft Rebel will probably come out Wednesday or Thursday. But just stay on the lookout because, like I said, I have a giveaway with that. Yep, they do, and that's dope. Yeah, they got some interesting blades, so I'm not mad at them for what they're doing. I appreciate them, but yeah, I'm curious about the blue blade. I'm definitely going to be comparing that more and more with some other cutting blades, and we're just going to have a marathon with that because I have to revamp my cutting blade and steel blade video that I have on YouTube. If y'all ain't see that, y'all need to check that one out because I did talk about that. So y'all have a good night, man. Y'all take it easy. I appreciate y'all hopping on, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all subscribe. My 10K giveaway was great. We'll see what I do at 25. The faster we get there, I guess the bigger the prize can be. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Take it easy.